Hey there everybody, Matt Busby again for Track Tuesdays. So what we're talking about this week is sound, the glorious bald eagle noise of all the cars that come out here at NCM Motorsports Park. When we opened in 2013, we were looking to be as accommodating and as as friendly to our surrounding community as possible. However, when we started operating, I think a little bit of the noise penetration into the local neighborhoods and stuff like that was a little bit more than what was originally thought. So just like anything else, we tried to do what we could to mitigate that sound. So there was some lawsuits and litigation that went around, but ultimately what happened was we came up with a noise limit. So what that noise limit is 103 at 50 feet. And that number came from the SCCA national standard. So there is some precedent to it. It's similar to a lot of other different facilities around the world and around the country. Europe is really cracking down on the noise stuff because of how densely populated it is. Same with some of the more legacy racetracks like Laguna Seca, Lime Rock, some of the newer racetracks like AMP, us. We all have sound limits because we want to integrate into our community as well as possible. So what does that mean for you? You're somebody who's looking to pull a trailer from 8 to 10 hours away, and you don't want to waste all your time, making that kind of journey to come out to do an event at NCM, and if you're going to get thrown out for sound kind of thing. We understand that, and we're not in the business of throwing people out. We're not in the business of telling people they can't go out onto the racetrack. We want as many people here as possible. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can be prepared. What 103 means. We also have a series of exception days, and what those exception days mean are we have some, not to get too technical, we have some noise meters back into the neighborhood. So our noise penetration number is 55 decibels. Nothing that we do can be a 55 decibel average over an hour into the neighborhood. And so on exception days, we get up to 59.9 decibels. So we get 4.9 decibels or 5 decibels of extra noise penetration. So what does that mean for you? Unfortunately, nothing. The difference is 30 cars on the racetrack at 103 decibels. Our sound engineers have said that'll keep us under 55. But if we have like a NASA or a larger wheel-to-wheel group like Champ Car, something like that, Champ Car, sorry guys, the 60 cars at 103, well, now that noise limit has to go up significantly. So that's what those exception days mean. Unfortunately, we don't have any open days where anybody can show up with anything. But what can you do? How can you be best prepared? We recommend that everybody that shows up has a plan. It's also in our facility rules that every vehicle that goes out onto the racetrack has to have some form of muffler. Now, whether that be kind of a chambered or a flow-through muffler like this one, or if it's a big resonator like this one here on this Miata exhaust, these things make a big difference. They can bring the decibel readings down 5 to 8 decibels in most cases. But just like anything else on a car, especially a race car, it's a wear item. Just like brake pads, tires, stuff like that. A packed fiberglass muffler or resonator, the longer time that it spends under wide open throttle, the less effective that it's going to become. So it's not something that, hey, I put mufflers on my car in 1998. What do you mean I have to do it again? What do you mean I'm loud? Well, years and years ago, that may not have been as effective. So it's something that we constantly try to hit people on is being prepared. If you have a weekend where you show up, you've got the mufflers on your car, you've got resonators on your car, and let's say it's a cold day or we've got a real low ceiling. The atmospheric conditions have a lot to do with our noise readings. So you ping sound. We black flag you, we bring you off the racetrack, and we say, hey, you're at 104.1. Well, we have these baffles that we sell in the store. And what these do is just generally, it's not a hard and fast rule. It's kind of different for every car. But these generally bring the noise down about 3 decibels. So you can buy one of these in our store. They're about $50. And either affix it into the tailpipe with like a self-tapper or something like that. Or find like an exhaust joint and work it into there. Close the exhaust joint back up. And then you can pull them out and put them back in as needed. The big thing is we've gotten pretty good at helping people get under sound. There's not There's not this this expectation of, oh, hey, you're loud, leave kind of situation. We want to have you out there. We want to help you get back out there. We just need to, it's a two-way street. We need you to show up with mufflers. We need you to show up with resonators. And we need you to show up with a plan. So, you know, how many people haven't shown up to an event at NCM Motorsports Park because of sound? We do compliance checks here if you're local. We'd love to help you get to where you need to be. But know that it's a little bit of a sliding scale. Like I said, atmospheric conditions have a lot to do with it. Wind direction has a lot to do with it. And then different cars make different types of noise. So, you know, let us know. Let us know. We know it's a hotly contested issue. We know it's it can be inconvenient. But how can we better get you guys out here? Thanks. See you next week.